Ladies and gentlemen, the story of what happened in North Carolina, Charlotte to be specific, on that light rail with that Ukrainian refugee who fled war-torn Ukraine to come to the United States in search of a better life with her brother and mom and dad. I'll tell you what, this whole story shows more about society, how those people just sat there, did nothing. 14 times the guy was released. 14? And, I think somebody's trying to push a race war. That's what we don't need. But you have people going online making videos like this. People are all programmed to be victims. Imagine blaming something that happened 400 years ago. Heck, blaming something that even happened 10 years ago for the reason why you can't succeed in life. I love my country, but I hate my government. Our government, especially over Joe Biden's administration and Obama's, making it where people, particular white people, are supposed to feel ashamed to be white. And then you have people in minority communities that are supposed to feel like they're a victim. This is all about keeping us standing on our own foot so we can't get ahead. If there's one thing Pope Francis said, you know what I mean, that I agree with. I don't know if he opened up a portal to another dimension, but he said that we need to look at the history of with a lens of that time. If we were going to go back in the time 100 years ago, 200, 300, I would like to think a lot of us would think, oh man, that's wrong because we evolve. But now we're finding out maybe people are not evolving. Maybe we're going back in the time. Now people are pushing a lot of hate rhetoric, but we have to talk about why this is happening, why this hate rhetoric is happening. Well, guys, remember, you're watching the Off Topic Show right here on Compound Censored, but also across all other social media. All right, let's get right into it. Let me play this. So what's going on? Do we have to wear armor like this when we want to go out in society? White supremacy, allegedly, that's the biggest fear. But look at the fear in this woman's eyes. This picture just shows like a failed system. It's not there to protect law-abiding citizens. This woman even was supporting Black Lives Matter, but that doesn't matter now because she was taken out by this monster that was released 14 times, man. 14 times. Now this woman, 23, lost her life. She had a degree in Ukraine for restoration and art. She loved making art. But the government, this isn't art. People are still so brainwashed. This mayor is corrupt. She needs to be in jail. All those Carolina council members are DEI hires. They need to be in jail as well, ladies and gentlemen. DEI equals you die, folks. You die, unfortunately. The system's corrupt. We need justice. That judge needs to be held accountable. And every council member, even the mayor, anybody, they took a break to talk about the light rail incident to eat cake. And that's not fake. And these judges don't even have to pass the bar exam. Lawyers have to pass the bar exam. The judges don't. And they have more power than the lawyers. And when it comes to the governor of North Carolina, he's not saying shit, but he said so much about George Floyd. This is the judge that let him go. So the guy could go to her mental health facility so she could get money. She put criminals on the street. This is criminal. Just so they have to go to her mental health facility, shut it down because obviously they're not a good facility. And this guy, yes, Donald Trump made it where he might get the death penalty. But when you look up the two different stories, George Floyd is murder, her is a killing. It's Marxism. It's a Marxist way of thinking, changing the language, changing the way we think. And let's be honest, if this was a white guy doing that to a black woman, people would burn down their cities. I don't want to hear otherwise. She was even supporting Black Lives Matter, even if this was at her friend's house. Word on the street is this is a photo of her friend's bedroom, but she still supported the black community. She wanted to be a part of society in the USA, but you can't find anything about it when you go search it up. Man, no wonder nobody wants to do anything. Remember Daniel Penny? Man, I need to go take a break. Imagine if the people sitting there were white. I'm just telling you, they were all black, and they just let her sit there. They were busy looking at their phones, filming. They didn't even go over there to help, grab some cloth or, take off your shirt and, go apply it to the wound maybe or something. They don't care, man. They're NPCs. Look at that woman just sitting there. Dude, she got on that light rail. She got on there. And you know what the guy said after he did it? Look, there's blood and there's still people in the background just sitting. Nobody did a damn thing. Who knows? Maybe she would have had a better chance to be alive if somebody did something. But even with that being said, it shows society's done. He even said, I got the white girl. I got the white girl. You guys, we don't need a race war. We need people within the black community to stand up and call this shit out too. Where's Black Lives Matter? Come out and condemn this now. We need us to come together on this story. But everybody's wanting to divide us with it. We need to talk about issues in society and issues within the black community without people getting pissed off. We could talk about how a system was corrupt and racist, but we came over that decades ago. But racism came back when Obama was elected. Joe Biden saying what he said, I mean, that's blasphemous. Remember? Come on. The fact that they would even state that white supremacy, that was the biggest thing to be scared of in the United States, that is complete bullshit. And then you have people online saying stuff like this. Losers, man. You think this guy has any dreams, any aspirations? No, he's going to go be a punk. And he's going to blame it on something 400 years ago. He's going to live his whole life being a menace to society. Or not even that. Maybe let's say he does become a lawyer or something. With a mentality like this, he honestly thinks he won't be a lawyer. With a mentality like this, this is horrible in society. That's why we're falling down. You don't have to be black or white to see the bullshit and what happened. But a lot of people don't want to look at the truth. And listen, our natural instincts, if I'm pulling into Oakland, California, and I see a black guy all kind of unhinged at the gas station, am I pulling in there? No, I'll go to the next town over. You want to say it's racist? It's survival mode. It's survival mode. It's not racist. At least I'll live to see another day. When I was in LA, I seen people going up to mentally deranged people of all races. People were so disconnected, they had their kid go up to give a guy food who's all just unhinged. That man was unhinged. He needed to be in jail. And honestly, 14 times being arrested and let out. Anyway, I'm just telling you, go look into this story. It's the perfect recipe, unfortunately. The perfect recipe for destruction and decay in society. On the off-topic show, I don't care what race or religion you are. I want us all to try to get on the same page and see eye to eye. We have to be able to talk about these issues, how sensitive they may be. There's some issues within every community, but the one right now, the black community, they need to stand up and say, hey, we've had enough too. You got to call out the bullshit. If I was black and I worked my dick off and then people wanted to say I got DEI just because I got that job, it would piss me off. But then I would also understand why people assume that. Look at what's going on in society right now. Anyway, I'm out of here. Like, share, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Man. Charlie Sheen, leadership level like a college dean. Addicted to the truth like crack.